What if I told you that China's most advanced warships are not what they seem? That they have a secret weakness that could make them vulnerable in a naval conflict? That they are not really nuclear-powered? That's right. In this video, we are going to expose the shocking truth about China's Type 055 destroyers. They're not really nuclear-powered. But before we do that, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Sky Sea Channel, a channel that always discusses anything about the sea. Now, you might have seen these pictures of the Type 055 destroyers, also known as the Renhai-class cruisers by NATO. They are China's most modern and capable surface combatants, with stealth features, advanced sensors and weapons, and a displacement of over 12,000 tons. They are also expected to escort China's aircraft carriers and undertake expeditionary missions. They look impressive, don't they? They look like they could take on any enemy ship in the world. But there's one thing that they don't have: nuclear propulsion. Yes, you heard me right. These massive warships are not powered by nuclear reactors, but by conventional gas turbines. They rely on 4 QC280 gas turbines that generate a total of 112 megawatts of power. Why is that? Well, there are several possible reasons. One is that China does not have enough experience or technology to build nuclear-powered surface ships, unlike submarines. Another is that nuclear propulsion is more expensive and complex to maintain than conventional propulsion. A third reason is that China may not want to risk the environmental and political consequences of a nuclear accident at sea. Whatever the reason, the fact remains that the Type 55s are not nuclear-powered, which means they have some limitations compared to their nuclear counterparts. For example, they have a shorter range and endurance, requiring more frequent refueling and resupplying. They also have less power available for future upgrades, such as railguns or lasers. And they may be more vulnerable to anti-ship missiles that target their exhaust plumes or fuel tanks. How do they compare to other warships in the world? Well, let's take a look at some examples. The U.S. Navy's Arleigh Burke-class destroyers have 96 Vertical Launch System (VLS) cells for various missiles, while the Ticonderoga-class cruisers have 122 VLS cells. The Type 55s have 112 VLS cells, which is more than the destroyers but less than the cruisers. The U.S. Navy's Nimitz-class aircraft carriers have 2 nuclear reactors that generate a total of 194 megawatts of power, while the Gerald R. Ford-class aircraft carriers have 2 nuclear reactors that generate a total of 700 megawatts of power. The Type 55s have 4 gas turbines that generate a total of 112 megawatts of power, which is much less than the aircraft carriers. The U.S. Navy's Zumwalt-class destroyers have 2 gas turbines and 2 diesel generators that generate a total of 78 megawatts of power, while the French Navy's Horizon-class frigates have 4 gas turbines that generate a total of 58 megawatts of power. The Type 55s have 4 gas turbines that generate a total of 112 megawatts of power, which is more than the destroyers and frigates. But what about other nuclear-powered warships? How many are there in the world? And what are their advantages and disadvantages? Well, according to Stanford University, Nuclear-powered ships are ships that have an onboard nuclear reactor that produces heat to drive turbines and propellers. They have been used in the military since the 1950s, mainly as submarines and aircraft carriers, but also as cruisers and destroyers. Only a few experimental civil nuclear ships exist, such as the NS Savannah. Nuclear-powered ships have advantages such as long endurance, high speed, and low fuel consumption, but also face challenges such as high cost, safety, and environmental concerns. According to Wikipedia, currently only the United States and France possess nuclear-powered aircraft carriers. The United States Navy has by far the most nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, with 10 Nimitz-class carriers and 1 Gerald R. Ford-class carrier in service. France's latest aircraft carrier, the Charles de Gaulle, is nuclear-powered. The United Kingdom rejected nuclear power early in the development of its Queen Elizabeth-class aircraft carriers on cost grounds. Also, according to Wikipedia, only the United States Navy, the Royal Navy of the United Kingdom, and France's Marine Nationale field an all-nuclear submarine force. By 1989, there were over 400 nuclear-powered submarines operational or being built. Some 250 of these submarines have now been scrapped and some on order cancelled, due to weapons reduction programs. Russia and the United States had over 100 each, with the United Kingdom and France fewer than 20 each and China 6. The Indian Navy launched their first indigenous Arihant-class nuclear-powered submarines on the 26th of July, 2009. Finally, according to Wikipedia, the U.S. had several nuclear cruisers. The cruisers were the USS Bainbridge, USS California, USS Long Beach, USS Truxtun, USS South Carolina, USS Virginia, USS Texas, USS Mississippi, and USS Arkansas. The Long Beach was deemed too expensive and was decommissioned in 1995 instead of receiving its third nuclear refueling and proposed upgrade. As you can see, nuclear-powered warships are not very common in the world, and they have their pros and cons. They can offer superior performance and flexibility, but they also require more resources and responsibility. They can be a source of pride and prestige, but they can also be a source of controversy and conflict. So, what do you think? Are nuclear-powered warships better or worse than conventional ones? Do you think China will ever develop nuclear-powered surface ships? Do you think other countries will follow suit or abandon nuclear propulsion? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Sky Sea Channel.